Yeah, I think
you
you're
for
both.
sharing that.
I think you're both right. Yeah.
So next question here. Okay, would you rather clean sewers for $100,000 or have a high-profile, fulfilling job, but you make no money?
What do you mean by high-profile, fulfilling job?
You're an attorney, you're a doctor, but you can't make any money from it. Can't make any money. So,
Okay. I see.
clean sewers for $100,000 or whatever, you can pick the job. Whatever would be. You can't be like rock star, or like it can't be something like where the status is like insane.
Wait, are you getting any money from anywhere else?
Yeah, good question.
No.
So like you're not surviving then? Because you need money.
Unless you marry a rich guy or you just have, I don't know. Yeah, you're not making money.
So it's like a high-profile, unpaid internship versus a dirty work job, but you're getting paid fat stacks.
No, it's not an internship. You're not fetching coffee for a doctor's office. You're the doctor. You're
But
the
you're not getting
lawyer.
paid.
Correct.
So it's volunteer work, essentially.
Sure, it's volunteer.
Interesting one. I'm gonna get back to you on that.
You got to pick one. Here else.
Can I start? Can they start?
Okay, we'll come
I
back.
gotta cook real quick.
Which do you pick?
Well, I mean, you need money to survive in this world, so I would obviously pick the one paying you money. You can't live without the money.
Okay. What do you pick?
Yeah, I'd have to do the sewer because how can I survive?
Sewer.
I think.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I meant the opposite. I would do the non-paying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just live in poverty, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the fulfilling job. You said if you have a husband,
Maybe does that kind of destroy the purpose of the hypothetical a little bit? Chat, let me ask the chat. Should there be chat? Do we allow them to like have a rich? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta incorporate all the hypotheticals into
what
this.
if you're a
Well,
doctor
how about this?
and you take
You're-
donations?
How about this? Let's just fast forward. You are married, but your husband isn't earning enough. Like, he earns enough where you guys are just getting by. You're just getting by, but you guys are going to have like face certain financial issues, blah, blah, blah. So you're not like destitute, but yeah, how about that?
sewer work? If it means taking care of not just myself, but the family that I build, I'll do whatever. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll clean up dog shit. Sorry for my language, but I will do what I have to do to take care of the family
Okay.
that I will have down the line.
What about you?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, sewer still then.
I stick with my choice.
I think just getting by is just getting by, so I'd stick with my choice.
I'd take whatever gives the most money, which is sewers. I agree. Sewer.
I don't like this question.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like this is like
Why?
setting up for some
Interesting.
sort of like checkmate that's kind of like already on a very intricate
No, it's definitely a setup.
It's a setup.
It's a
That's what
setup.
it feels like. It
Yeah.
feels like a setup.
How is
For
it?
sure it is.
I think you're overthinking it, to be honest.
I
but-
gotta overthink it. We're on the whatever podcast.
I think the root of the question is money versus the fulfillment.
Look,
but
here's
you're
the
still
here's the
making-
point of the question.
Here's the checkmate.
Here's the point of the question. I guess if you ask men and women this question, men are far more likely to pick the sewer job, and women are far more likely to pick the unpaid but like kind of more glamorous, let's say, career.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that checks out.
Because men are a bit more money motivated than women are.
Providing
Makes
motivated.
sense.
I think let's shift that mentality. If we're talking about traditional providing, let's get money out of this. Money is here to provide, right? So
That's easy as a woman to say, but let me explain why this will never go away.
okay.
So, this idea. So, just to be clear, your contention is with me saying men are more motivated to get money.
Okay, yeah, motivated.
Do you disagree? Is that your contention?
No, actually,
Do you think
I
women
I
are
do agree.
just as motivated as men are?
I think recently we've been getting more and more motivated, but if we really zoom out on the time scale, no.
Yeah. So,
Men have historically been more on the must provide for my family.
well, I would even argue modern day today.
Yes,
men
no,
are
I
more-
agree.
Well, men are more motivated to make money?
Because of the binary that we've established for several millennia already. It's kind of ingrained within us.
Who established it?
Ourselves.
Is
And
it men? You think so?
Yeah, that's how it started.
Well, I'll frame it like this. So I think when it comes to survival needs, I would argue that men and women have comparable motivation as it relates to making money related to survival, right? That's the most important thing. You need money to survive.
Yes.
You need food, you need water, you need a house, you need shelter, et cetera, et cetera. Both men and women need those two things. Both of them, whether you're a man or a woman, you're paying the same rent, you're paying the same, well, men actually, maybe I'm being a bit pedantic here. Men probably pay a little bit more for food because we have a higher calorie requirement. Anyways, that's kind of irrelevant. Very minor fucking nitpick on myself, I guess. However, I would say the second most important biological imperative next to survival would be to have kids, to reproduce.
That
And
is what survival is.
the mechanism by which people reproduce is engage in monogamous. Well, it doesn't. I suppose it doesn't have to be monogamous, but you need to have a relationship. You need to date. You need to be appealing to the opposite sex. Women's finances are nearly completely irrelevant to your attraction to the opposite sex. Men overwhelmingly don't care. For certain, to be charitable, there are certain economic and financial realities to, like, most people. Both people are going to need to work. That's the economic reality. But a woman's money or her success doesn't make her more attractive to men. Mm-hmm. Whereas the same isn't really true in the opposite direction. Now, I know a lot of you are young, you're in college, you probably don't give a fuck about, oh my God, he's got a great job. You don't care. You're dating college guys. They're broke. You probably don't care. You're just like, he's fun, he's cool, he's hot. That's probably all you care about.
More so
Maybe he's a
the
good
ambition,
person.
The dream, not very few
18
men at the college age already are millionaires. If they are, fantastic. But it's at least the dream or the ambition of, hey, I'm broke right now, but I want to start a business and I want to care for you and your family. And I am 19 years old, so I don't have that yet, but I'm going to start that. That's what my boyfriend is. Shout out Vince.
I would argue perhaps ambition as a woman gets older becomes a bit more of a priority. I think most 18, 19, 20-year-old women are going to prioritize fun, good personality, hot. I don't think most really
I've dated people who have had no ambition, and it is terrible. I need someone who.
Well, I'm not suggesting that they have no ambition, but I would
that's
say
something I definitely look for. That and intellect, and
Yes,
you need to
intellect.
be emotionally intelligent too.
Emotional
you need to be able to
intelligence.
communicate. You need to have
emotional intelligence.
a plan for your future.
We'll talk about emotional
But
intelligence.
I also think that also depends, like, slightly on the way that you were raised and brought up.
For sure.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But just to finish my point here on this, so as a man, if you want to get romantic attention from the opposite sex, not to say, look, you could be broke and fucking pulling, but for most men, women place, I would say women, it's actually women who uphold this. We were talking about who set that up. Women, even in 2025, women have had the vote for 100 years. This idea that, like, there's some evil patriarchy that's, like, insisting that men pay for first dates. It's actually just women's own individualistic preferences, that there's a tendency towards wanting men to pay for first dates. You enjoy the benefit of not having to pay for the date. Women uphold this. There's no, like, evil male conspiracy to be like, hey, men, we all want to waste money on dates. Not at all. It's actually women who uphold this. So for a guy to be able to, and it really from pretty much anywhere across the board, for a guy to get laid, for a guy to get romantic interest back from a woman, for a guy to get into a relationship, for a guy to eventually get married, he has to, there's a financial component to that. Like, if I want to go on a date with a girl, maybe, look, I'll frame it like this. Let's say 50% of this country is conservative. 99% of conservative women want men to pay for first dates. And then the other 50% of women are liberal. Even liberal women, progressive women, Kamala voters, Democrats, even liberal women love the benefits of traditional gender dynamics so long as it benefits them. So even liberal women, yeah, a guy should pay for the first date. Maybe, I'm not saying all, but even if I were to be conservative and say, you know what, it's of the 50% of the women who are liberal, 20%. Well, so I guess, here, let's just say 50% of liberal women want men to pay for first dates, right? You can bicker with me on that if you think it's less or you think it's more. That means 75% of women have an one-directional gender expectation that men pay for first dates. Okay, you've just introduced finances mattering when it comes to dating, getting laid, getting a relationship. So finances are absolutely inextricably linked from dating, even casual dating. So
I see the paradox you're trying to bring up, and I cannot speak for myself. Yeah. The paradox of, no, I understand what you mean, like feminism of providing for yourself, but enjoying the benefits of traditional values that are seen in conservatism. I cannot speak on that. I can only speak from my own experiences. I have never, like I said, never had a formal date. Every time something has happened, I've paid for it just out of the love and care. Money does not matter to me, it is loyalty, because that is harder and harder to find, especially knowing that in our generation, materialism, it goes both ways. On a broad generalization, like I said, there are exceptions, and we have a lot of exceptions in this room, including myself, including her. There's materialism that goes both ways. You know the reason I haven't had that many partners? I've had 2 or 3. I don't really show my body, and that is what men seek out. That is what men desire. I'm a little stinky. I do fairly quote-unquote boyish masculine stuff, but when it comes down to it, I am loyal and I'm feminine in my essence when I am loved and cared for. How do I explain this? I did not develop masculinity, or in other words, this cover, to gain male attention. It was to avoid male advantage. You know what I mean? I cover myself up to avoid objectification. That's a whole other train of thought, but the materialism itself goes both ways. There is, I guess, on a very broad sense.
So just to be clear, you're like, what do you think about Muslim majority countries where the women cover up?
I mean, I'm
are you
pretty
in favor
modest.
of, I mean, the United States is pretty liberal on this. Like we don't have like requirements to wear hijab. We don't have requirements to wear that sort of Muslim garb. But there's rampant objectification in the United States. So are you, just curious, are you more, which way do you lean? Like, well, on one hand, how do you balance women's freedom to dress as they like? In the United States, women can dress however they want, but that entails like some degree of objectification.
There's objectification either way. I was dressed exactly like this when I was sexually abused when I was 12, and I don't mean to start like trauma dumping, but it does not matter your clothes. I'm sorry, but I mean this to say, Muslim women will still get raped, they'll still get sexually assaulted, they'll still get abused, no matter what you're wearing. I'm covered head to toe, and that abuse will still happen. So objectification.
The reason in these Muslim countries they do this is to prevent. Well, I mean, there's actually quite a bunch of reasons. But one of the, even if it's an unintended consequence, would be the limiting of sexual objectification of women.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, I'm a little bit confused here, though. You said that it's so men. You dress the way you do, so men don't objectify you. You said that that's what men do. Men just objectify women if they're wearing like a tank top. I guess I don't know why that would be the case.
I don't mean that entirely, but the generalizations go both ways.
So are women like perfect angels that don't objectify men?
No, not at all. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. On a broad sense. Now, like I said, there are exceptions on men's case and women's case. It is human to have bias and to have very fast assessments because it was about survival. Let's date back let's date back several millennia to hunter-gatherer situations. Men looked at the size of a woman's hips to determine if those hips could bear his children, because back then it was about survival. Same thing with a man's strength, with a man's ability to carry a deer on his back. This is some amygdala. I don't know how to explain this. This is innate, you know? So I don't think it's the bias that we should keep attacking on each other. Men objectify women, women objectify men, this and this and this. There's a middle ground to this. And I believe that's what should be focused on, and saying that.
Where are you right now?
I don't know.
You're not really addressing any of my central points or arguments here.
I'm just trying to make a statement and try to find some sort of middle ground to all this.
Yeah, but the width of women's hips, birthing hips, I'm a little confused.
Because I'm saying generalization and bias and judgment
by
is
the
innate.
segue.
It is innate.
Okay.
Because we were talking about materialism with finance.
Well, yeah, I was going to make my motivation point, but I'll get to that in a moment here.
Message from the government of Canada.
Pasty George donated $200.04. Many ambitious men are now older, divorced, and lost half, if not most, of their hard-earned wealth to women who wanted men with ambition. Others gained families with traditional non-feministic women.
Good point.
Yeah, maybe just don't get married, gentlemen. Don't get married.
I disagree.
Yeah, I mean...
wholeheartedly.
Well, I guess really quick, I want once she's back from the bathroom, I want to finish up my point about men's and women's different motivation, because I didn't finish my point on that. But really quick to do a segue on marriage. Tell me what I, as a man, what do I get in marriage that I can't get from a forever girlfriend?
Tax benefits.
Yeah, maybe.
Sex for some people.
Sex?
Yeah,
So
some people
why
wait
would I
till
not
marriage.
Oh, okay, sure, if you're
Yeah.
Christian. What about from a secular perspective, though? Are you Christian?
I'm a Christian, yeah.
Do you wait until marriage? So you're a virgin?
Yes, I would like to.
Are you a virgin?
I'm not.
What denomination of Christianity are you?
I'm non-denominational.
Non-denom?
I just
How long have you been
read
celibate?
The Bible. Oh my gosh. Maybe 3 years since my...
3 years? Wait, so hold on. You were... you said you were single for 3 years, but there was a guy who you dated for
Yeah, we didn't.
3 months, 6 months, and then
Have
another.
sex,
So
no.
neither of those two guys you referenced.
No, we didn't have sex. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a different topic, but so you are 100% waiting until marriage? Then
I would like to.
You would
yes.
like to. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I suppose that's a compelling argument if you're a Christian man, but I think the greater argument if you're a Christian would be, I mean, it's beyond just sex why you get married as a Christian man. So what about from a secular perspective, though? What can I get out of marriage that I can't if I just stay with a girl for the rest of my life, but we never get married? For you?
I'm not secular, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, so I guess, so then aside from what do men get out of marriage besides fulfilling like a component of their religious faith and sex, I guess?
I think marriage represents the highest version of love. I think marriage in and of itself is sacred, and there is sanctity in it. And it's not just about religion, and it's not just about children, but it's about mission, and it's about purpose. And if you are married to the right person, keyword, right person, then it can be a very beautiful and fruitful thing, not just for you yourself, but for everybody that you're surrounded by or who is surrounded by you. It's greater than just two people, in my opinion.
But I mean, from a secular perspective, if I can't actually think of a difference if I just stay with my girlfriend for the rest of my life and we have kids versus there's actually no difference.
I think there's putting a higher amount of trust into that person.
It's the ultimate form of commitment. It's sacred. It's
spiritual binding.
I think there's a higher level of trust if you don't get married.
How so?
Oh, sure. Well, so I think when there becomes basically if you get married and you're the breadwinner, and a woman could be the breadwinner. So this could be an issue if for women too, and women do end up sometimes paying alimony and this sort of thing. It does sort of put an extra incentive. So if you're vaguely unhappy in the marriage, if there's this idea of, well, if I leave, I'm going to reap certain financial benefits through alimony, community property. I almost feel like that can actually be the thing that pushes someone over the edge into getting a divorce, into the breakup of the marriage. So I actually think that there can be a compelling argument in the other direction, that if you can't get anything financially out of breaking up with your boyfriend, you're less reason to do it then.
See what you're trying to say? Like, the binding can lead to being trapped and shackled in this. Whereas with a boyfriend, you can break up with them at any time. With a husband or a wife, it's almost like you're locked in, But
well, I mean, people get divorced all the time, but I think the thing is that, like, let's say you're dating a guy and you're not married. It would seem like, maybe you're just vaguely unhappy. There's no abuse. He's not cheating. He takes care of the kids fine. But you're just vaguely, whatever. I'm a bit unhappy. Vaguely unhappy, right? Oh, and if I divorce him, I get alimony for 10 years and I get 50%. What could have been worked out in just a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, maybe, that money looks really good and I can fuck new people. I mean, okay.
I think if you're only...
Clutch your pearls.
I think if you're only intending on being married for materialistic reasons, like assets, like homes, like whatever the person has, and you're, either with the wrong person or your intentions are not right you're not in the position to be married. Does that make sense?
Okay, well, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
right.
on. Okay, so everybody here, all the women here are fine signing a prenup?
Yes.
My current
No issue with it.
My current situation asked me to, and I said yes. So.
Okay, we have some really angelic women here at the table, but if I actually draw my attention to what actually realistically plays out when it comes to divorce, women don't seem particularly generous when the lawyer gets involved and the lawyer says, by the way, you're owed, not just your husband can be a nice guy. No. You're entitled to and you're owed alimony for this many years, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. You get 50% of the house, 50% of the car, 50% of XYZ. Lawyers are going to be very convincing. Lawyer, maybe you're a really, as a woman, you're very angelic, and you would never think about demanding or wanting your entitlements when it comes to divorce. But invariably, it seems to be the case that when women do get divorced, all of a sudden, they start talking about what they're owed. So we can, maybe you guys are all outliers here, and you would never demand anything in a marriage. But it seems.
Interest.
It seems. Go ahead.
What if they're like a stay-at-home mom? Then I feel like the assets should be divided because.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Then I think.
Perhaps, but.
I think situations such as those are only acceptable, like if, you guys are high school sweethearts, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go through life and you have your kids and everything is la-di-da, but then, you guys stop having things in common, life starts lifing and your kids grow up and then you have nothing in common and one party chooses to seek out another person, for instance, I then think that that's an acceptable reason. If you're older, if you're not, you know what I mean, for things like that. But if any other circumstance, then I do think it's wrong. It's wrong.
What's wrong? Sorry.
To go after somebody for monetary reasons alone.
Well, you might say it's wrong, but it seems like women are not shy about doing this in the event of divorces. Women frequently attempt to get alimony, do community property. And look, maybe you're a good-hearted woman. You're like, you know what? I'll go my way, you go your way. Except when that lawyer who has a financial incentive because he'll get some sort of, either he'll get paid more hourly, or he'll get some, I don't know if they do portions of it. They get some degree of the settlement or whatever. They have a massive incentive. Lawyers are incredibly convincing. They're skilled in the art of rhetoric. And like a naive woman who's going through the divorce process, who's not familiar with the family court system, she's going to probably defer to him on this, or, well, whether the lawyer's a man or a woman, she's going to defer to the lawyer, and the lawyer's going to be like, hey, look, I know you're not really, but you are entitled to X, Y, Z, and we're just trying to protect you and look out for your financial interests. Your husband's trying to screw you over here in the divorce. Lawyers are going to be very convincing, and a lot of women who might otherwise have good intentions, you know what? Okay, go ahead. And the other thing here is, even if you're a Christian woman, in the event of a divorce, really your faith isn't what oversees the divorce proceeding. The state oversees the divorce proceedings, and the state dictates that there's certain laws, and
You're sighing over there.
Why is that? Why are you sighing?
If I get married, divorce isn't on the table.
That's what I was going to say also.
Okay, well,
Same for me. Same for me. That's why I've
Absolutely
never been
not.
married.
You know the amount of restoration that it has to go down in the spirit, like the spiritual realm. God has to restore everything that is broken in a divorce, because a marital covenant is a sacred act under God.
That's right.
That represents the love Jesus has for his bride.
I mean,
Just not going to happen.
To me, divorce
It's just not.
is not on the table unless there's like actual real harm being inflicted to either you, the other party, or children. I think that's the only acceptable
Sure,
reason.
if there's abuse,
Yeah, of
absolutely.
course. Yeah, that's it.
What if, though, under your guys' perspective? Well, I'll actually just ask everybody. How about this scenario? You're married to a guy, you have kids. He's not abusive. He's not emotionally abusive, verbally abusive. He's not physically abusive, none of these. He's loyal to you.
Yeah.
He treats the kids fantastically, but you're just vaguely unhappy. He's a nice guy. He treats you well, but you're vaguely unhappy. 2 questions. Have you ever been in a relationship or dating a guy where the guy was loyal to you? He wasn't abusive in any sort of way, but you just were vaguely unhappy. Let's start there, and then I'll ask the follow-up question.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and I think that had to do with me.
Well, I've never been in a relationship. So.
Well, whatever. Any guy?
No.
What about you?
Yeah.
Vaguely. Can I ask, did you break up with the guy?
Well, it wasn't just because of that, but we did end up breaking up, obviously.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm currently in it. So no.
Okay. But never?
No.
You've never, there's a guy you were dating, he wasn't abusive, treated you well, loyal?
No.
So every single guy who hasn't abused you and's been loyal, there's never just been like a loss of something, loss of connection?
Of course.
There's always been abuse?
Of course. No, I think it's not. I mean, listen, we're people and we're humans, and we go through things and we have experiences that take from us and that give to us. And there are always going to be points in our lives when, we feel better than normal. I'm at a super low right now. You know what I mean? In my personal life. However, I'm still maintaining whatever relationship I have, because to me, it's more worthwhile to save something than just to move on, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I guess the question here is then the follow-up question. If you're married, assuming all those things, he's loyal, treats the kids well, he's not abusive to you in any sort of way, but you've fallen out of love with him. Is divorce warranted?
Sorry, you lost me. I'm still trying to stay awake. I'm so sorry. Say that question one more time. I'm trying to stay locked in, sir. I've been up for like 24 hours. I've had 3 energy drinks.
All right.
Come back to me.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'd say, obviously it depends on situation to situation.
You're married.
I'm married.
You're married, and you have, I know some of you said you don't want kids, so whatever your circumstance is, but let's assume 2 kids, treats the kids well, he's loyal, treats you well. But you've fallen out of love with him.
I think
Does it warrant a divorce?
if you try to fix it and you can't fix it, then yeah.
Maybe I'm just like really young, but I feel like if whoever I marry, I know they're gonna be my partner for life, and I feel like I'd be with them for a long time before I get married to them. So like I don't know if I could ever.
But you think in the history of romantic relationships, somebody has thought that exact thing, and then a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later, things change, fall out of love.
I mean, yeah, if I wasn't happy, then I would, but I don't know if I would ever have married that person in the first place.
The divorce rate, I think it's over 50% or something. Some people probably make mistakes when they get married, but I feel like most people when they get married, I don't think they're thinking like, I think they're pretty certain, like, this is my person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many years goes by. Nope. So like, I don't think people get married like going in with the expectation of like, by the way, I'm going to get a divorce. I don't think they go into it with that expectation. But what about you?
Absolutely
Divorce
not.
warranted?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
No.
stay with them. What about you?
I wouldn't get a divorce because I think that you can work on those things. I think you go in and out of happiness throughout a very long relationship. I think my happiness is based on my own mental state, and that I'm responsible for me, he's responsible for him, and I think you can work at falling back into love. I think even if it takes 10 years, 15 years, I would keep working at that, because we'd probably have a family and a life built together, and I think things like loyalty and commitment are more important.
That's exactly what
about
I'm saying.
I think it warrants for divorce.
Warrants for divorce?
I agree.
What do you think?
No.
Stay with him. Okay. Here, I want to get back. There's one thing I wanted to finish off on. We had some chats coming through.
A message from the government of Canada.
Sorry for the delay, Paste.
Pasty
There's
George
another one too.
donated $200.04. I hope many men see this show, wise up,
Oh my goodness.
and decide not to marry in
Such a
feminist-infected
pessimist.
countries.
Totally.
However, if they do, let's hope they at least do a prenup. Otherwise, they're fucked.